Congrats, you did it. You graduated college, and now hopefully you have a big boy job or a big girl job, and you are raking it in on a monthly basis instead of being a poor college kid. Except you may still have student loans, which sucks, but you gotta deal with that stuff. That's why you get to do exciting things like make a budget. I'm setting up 5 steps that you can take in order to manage your finances after graduation. For me, it's been 2 years now since I graduated. Granted, I did graduate majoring in finance and accounting, so personal finance is kind of my thing. I'm one of those weird people that likes to make a budget and look at investments and make financial goals. That's just me. Hopefully, with that experience that I can share with you, you can have some good takeaways and learn something from this video. Let's kind of just jump right into it. Like I said, 5 steps. Step numero uno would be figuring out your monthly income. So when you're figuring out your monthly income, you usually want to figure out your after-tax monthly income, because you may be getting paid $50,000 a month, or $50,000. If you're making $50,000 a month out of college, holy shit, I want your job. I meant $5K a month. So at $5K a month, you're looking at $60,000 a year pre-tax, which is great. But you care about after-tax money, because that's the money you actually get to spend on rent, utilities, entertainment, food, all that stuff. I use a website called smartasset.com. You can use any website that you find. It's just a federal income tax calculator, just to give you an idea of what your after-tax income is going to be. And so when you're making a budget, you want to use this number instead of your pre-tax income. I plugged in $60,000 into the calculator. Location, wherever you're at. Filing status may change. For me, single. 401k contribution, I put $3,000. That's 5%. Most companies, or larger companies, you may get a matching percentage depending on what percentage you put in yourself. But 5% is pretty reasonable. So that's actually money that is going to be withheld from your check. And so I don't really count that when I'm doing my budget either. But it is considered part of your net income. I don't want to get too into it because I may have just confused you. For this example, I'm saying you're not going to be receiving that $3,000 in your paycheck, because it's going to be going into a retirement account, which you're not going to be able to touch until you retire way down the road. If we look at this chart down here, it shows your income taxes broken out by federal, FICA, and state. And this is the number we care about, income after taxes. So right here, $46,057. Let's see what that is for a monthly basis so we can actually make a budget. So that's $3,838 a month. Let's withhold $250 a month for your retirement. Let's just make it easy, $3,600 a month you have to spend. That's your budget for a monthly basis. So you have to base your rent on that. What can you afford? Which brings me to step number 2, is figure out how much rent you can afford. I use Zillow. Zillow's great. Here's a rent affordability calculator. So monthly net income after taxes. We said $3,600. Monthly debts. Let's say you owe $200 a month for your student loans. If we look at this sliding diagram, we can see what percentage of rent of our gross income is being spent. So if I slide all the way to the right, 40% is a lot of your gross income, and I wouldn't recommend that just because then you're gonna have to make cuts somewhere else in your budget. The color of this sliding mechanism changes. Well, it really only changes if you start to go higher than 33%. I would recommend 30% and lower. That's what you can afford for rent. Number 3 is make a budget. And this is after the rent, because usually rental expense is the biggest expense for your budget. For budgeting, I use mint.com. Personally, that's the way I go because it's free and it's very convenient, because if you use your debit card and your credit card, all of your transactions are automatically uploaded into data points, which makes it easy to keep track of a budget and see if you're overspending in a certain category that you set up, or if you're overspending in something. And then you can adjust your budget from a month-to-month basis based on all this data. And it's just a great all-in-one place where you see all of your accounts, from bank accounts to retirement accounts to credit cards, and you get to manage it all in one spot. So I'm not gonna log into my account because I don't want to have all my details out there, but I'm just going to click on this how it works portion of mint.com and kind of go over these bullet points for mint.com. So all in one place, like I said, all of your accounts are in one spot, so you can see your net worth at any one point in time, and then track and pay bills. You can link up all of the bills that you have to pay and you'll get reminders. And then easy budgeting, it really is easy to set it up. So like I said, with the $3,600 of monthly net income, and then let's say you pay $1,300 in rent, you're left with $2,300 to spend on whatever you want, or you could put additional money into retirement or stocks, whatever you want. You do get a free credit score, which is nice to see how you're progressing as you have a longer and longer history of credit. Simple categorization. All the information is uploaded if you use a debit card or credit card. Investment tracking, pretty basic. It just keeps track of your retirement accounts or investment accounts. And security, they do have good security because you are, linking up all your accounts, all your financial accounts in one spot. So it is important that they have good security. On to step 4, which in my opinion is probably the most important step, is making financial goals. So these are things like retirement, planning for kids, marriage, paying off a student loan or a car loan, things of that nature. Basically things that take planning and a lot of time and patience. Financial goals are important to plan, and I would say the most important thing is just put it right in front of your face. Put it on mint.com or whatever budgeting tool you have. Make a separate account for maybe you're saving for a house. For me, I have a house fund that, I'm throwing $100 a month in, and it's nice to see that account go up. And every month, I can see that I'm making progress towards that goal, which is very motivating. And it's important to have those things in your face because it's pretty easy to kind of throw those things to the side, and then when it comes time to actually going through with it, if you're planning for a marriage, you realize, holy shit, weddings are expensive and you didn't plan for it. Hey, it's kind of on you. By setting those goals, you have a higher probability of actually following through and becoming financially successful. So I did want to show you for retirement, it's always kind of fun to look at a retirement calculator. You can pick anyone on Google. This is just calculator.net. So I went ahead and pre-filled some of these parameters. For age, 23, I'm assuming you're younger. Planned retirement, 65. Life expectancy, 90. Good genes. Expected Social Security income. I don't know if that's going to be around, but Hey, it'll be sweet if it is. Other income, $1,000 a month. Average investment return 6%, reasonable. Inflation rate 3%, $60,000 a year from our earlier example, and we're trying to ball out, so put 100%. So let's see. I already did the calculation. You need $1,612,665 in order to live this lifestyle. Hopefully this calculator kind of shows you that it's important to have financial goals, because if you didn't have a goal, you wouldn't know exactly how much you need to save per month in order to, live the lifestyle you want when you retire, or even be able to retire. Which brings me to point number 5. Number 5 is reevaluating your budget and your financial goals every 6 to 12 months. For your budget, this is important because your income could be changing, your situation, like I said, you could get married, that could be changing, additional income from a partner, or more expenses from a kid, things like that. So you have to reevaluate your budget every 6 to 12 months. Also, as you get more and more data, your budget's going to be more and more accurate. So it makes sense to reevaluate your budget and make a new one every 6 to 12 months. In terms of financial goals, when you're 23, you set these goals, they're so far out there. You want to retire at 65 and you end up working for 5 years, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I need to retire earlier than that. Your goals change as you go through life. It's important to always reevaluate and go from there. I hope you had some takeaways from this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel here at Main Street Wolf and giving this video a thumbs up. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and have a great day.